Firstly, thank you all very much for coming here and doing this. I'm very, very grateful. I'm particularly grateful to Louisa for hosting it in her garden. And I know you know each other, but one way when you come into a kind of yoga class is to actually also kind of build a community. And a lovely way of doing that is to greet each other with the saying Namaste. And Namaste means, may the divine in me recognize the divine in you. So if you'd like to take your hands into prayer position, Namaste. And then if you'd like to say Namaste, to make eye contact with each person. Okay, thank you. So this practice, it's a yoga devotion class, is the practice of being, the one I've chosen to do is the practice of being a blessing. And one of the focuses is to understand the links in yoga philosophy and Christianity for us, and to connect your body, mind, and heart, and to practice in the presence. So to practice in God's presence, really, for the next 45 minutes to an hour. And what I've done here, and this was part of my course, was to draw out yoga. We always think in the West of yoga as being a physical exercise, but actually it's a philosophy. And there are 8 limbs, 8 areas, Patanjali's 8 limbs. And one of these limbs is called the yamas. And the yamas themselves break down the kind of moral disciplines here, as it says. And the one that we're going to focus on today is ahimsa, which is kindness, consideration, and respect. And that's kindness, consideration, respect to ourselves, to our own bodies, and then to others. And I guess, you know, as we know in the commandments, like love your neighbour as you love yourself, so you have to be kind, etc., to yourself. So that's what I wanted to do. And I'm going to get you to lie down in just a little minute as I read out I'm going to take you through the class and then read out the devotion. But I also, because you'll be lying down, I wanted you to see this. I was given this at Christmas, and it's actually a gratitude journal. So each day, it's I'm grateful for, and you name 3 things. And it's then what would make today great, daily affirmations, and then you see what amazing things happen to you. And I brought it just because it was relevant to what was being said in this class. Okay, so if you want to just lie down now and make yourself comfy as I take you through what we're going to be doing in the class. So this is only for a few moments now. We're going to start off with activations, which I'm a Drew yoga teacher, and we always start with activations, which is warming up the body. And I know that we've warmed up a little bit. And then we're going to build, and we're going to create an intention and sankalpa for the practice, which today is going to be a blessing. Oh, that's lovely. That's very nice. If you want to hold hands, that's a lovely touch. So it's this practice of being a blessing. I'm going to lead a little bit from scripture. I'm going to take you through a breath prayer, a short practice, and a shavasana, a little bit of meditation, and then a prayer to finish off. So what we're going to do now is, I'm sorry to get you back up, but that was a lovely, really lovely way to build community there by holding hands. Absolutely delightful. Thank you. So if you want to stand up, we'll do some activations for a few minutes. This is where you hope all the technology works all together. Now, only do what you feel like doing, okay? And if it's too much, don't do it. And also, if you're wanting to do more, Olivia, get stuck in, right? So we're shaking, okay? Really shake. And this is very, very good for you. I'm a member of the Nuffield, and this is actually in terms of helping your bones. That's right, it's incredibly good. Now get into your shoulders. Really shake it all off, right? Really shake. Okay, now take one arm up and round. And round. And the other. And really shake as hard as you can into those shoulders as well. Okay, now a leg. And if you want to hold on to the chair or anything, balance what you're doing, that's fine. Don't need to. Or hold on to each other, yeah. And really get into the hip. Okay, other leg. And hopefully you're feeling that your body's woken up. You feel the movement. Okay, so now hands up in the air. I'm going down towards the water feature and round. And we're going to do this 3 times. Okay, I'm going to reverse the way we're going. This will be the most exercise, the most strenuous bit of the class, in case you're worrying. You never told, you let us in for this. Right, so now you're scooping up as if you're throwing water. You're in a pool and you're getting all that lovely water coming over you. Imagine you're in Cyprus. And this is really getting into your sides as well. You can feel that now, just your sides opening up. Okay, so now we're just going to take a twist. Just bend the knees and just let your arms flop round your body. And just fall against the body as you're going round. And then you can take your arms a little bit higher to your shoulders. Okay, and then letting them come down. And then we'll just do a little bit of cross pattern here. Opposite hand from foot. That's it. That's it. It's good for the brain. And then behind. If you can't. We'll just do it to the front. We'll just do it to the front. Okay, so that's it. If you want to now enjoy yourself, you can lie down, and I'm just going to take you through some prayer, so a wee bit of prayer. So that's you. That's the body nice and warmed up. Hopefully, you feel refreshed already. That's good. I like Drew yoga because that's how we always start, and I think it's quite good fun. So this is a beautiful practice called the practice of being a blessing. And in St. Paul's letter to the Hebrews, he says, "Do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God." And we can take our spiritual focus from something that Winston Churchill said, which was, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. And our devotion today is on being a blessing. And a national news programme did a piece on something called the Happiness Project. And the book, by that same title, started out as one woman's search to find habits that would increase her happiness. And it became a blockbuster bestseller and spawned a national movement of small groups that met regularly to discuss their happiness habits. And the book described habits that are consistently reported by people for the pursuit of happiness. And one of these is making a list each morning of 3 things they're grateful for. And another is meditating and or praying for 20 minutes every day. Finally, people said that doing at least one random act of kindness every day, these are the musts that they've found that are needed to make them happy. And we'll be familiar with the Beatitudes. And in the Beatitudes, we referred to as being blessed. And in many Old Testament stories, the conferring or receiving a verbal blessing was highly valued in the Jewish cultural and religious practice. People celebrated with joy when they had been blessed. Happy. And many, no doubt, went on to share that happiness with others. The practice of meditating upon how God has blessed us and then passing forward our gift in order to bless another is a practice that not only brings us happiness, but forms us into the kind of community of love that is pleasing to God. Now, as we go through today's class, when you inhale, you could think of the word be, and as you exhale, think of the word a blessing. So inhale, be, exhale, a blessing. So just lie there and practice that for a few moments. And I'm now going to read the prayer of St. Ignatius. Take, Lord, and receive all my liberty, my memory, my understanding, and my entire will. All I have and call my own. You have given all to me. To you, Lord, I return it. Everything is yours. Do with it what you will. Give me only your love and your grace. That is enough for me. Okay, so whenever you're ready, if you'd like to get yourself to standing, and we'll start the asana part of the class. And please now help yourself to a drink anytime you feel you want it. It's quite hot today, very unusual for us here. And don't do anything you're not comfortable doing, okay? Be kind to yourself as you're doing it, but also be kind in terms of stretching yourself. So enjoy the stretchiness of the class. So we're going to start with our feet hip width apart. And feel the connection to the mat and the earth below. You might want to raise your toes and then your heels. And if you can, just lower your gaze or close your eyes. And just notice that. Breathing in and breathing out. Be a blessing. Be a blessing. And as you breathe in, you might notice that your body tends to sway a tiny little bit forward. And as you breathe out, you might notice that you go back very ever so slightly. And the next time you breathe in, just make a circle with your feet. Your feet aren't going to leave the ground, towards the house, the back garden, the water feature, and me. And your feet are just going round in circles, connecting to the earth and feeling that connection on all the bits of your feet as you go round. And when you've completed your last circle, just go in the opposite direction. Be a blessing. And now you can open your eyes. You put one hand underneath your tummy button and the other hand up, and it's as if you're holding ball, a big, big beach ball, and you're going to go up tall as straight as you can, lengthen your spine, and then you're going to turn. If you want to put your hands the other way around, Liz, we'll all go there. That's it. Yeah, and we'll go towards the fountain water feature. And enjoy that stretch. You should feel it here. And then coming up and turning the ball in front. Big stretch up, and then over you go. Breathing out. And once more turning around. Breathing in, be. Breathing out, a blessing. And if you can, breathe in and out through your nose. And what's also happening here, because that phrase is a longer exhale, you're actually engaging your parasympathetic system, which means your relaxation. So your body's actually going into a relaxation as you're doing this class. I'm going to do it once more to each side. So a lovely stretch along the side. Up tall and then bending. Okay, so now taking your hands down. Taking your elbows up just in front of your shoulders, and you're just going to raise your hands to the sky. And then come down. And breathing in and breathing out. And this time when you breathe in, if you can, go on your tiptoes. And then breathe out when you come down. Now, take your hands either side of your shoulders, bend them, and what you're going to do is bend your knees and you're going to push as if you're pushing an elevator door open. And then come back. So, push, you're using lots of muscles because you're pushing that elevator door open for your life. And come back. And last time, pushing that elevator door open. Okay. Now take your hands down beside your hips. Turn your palms out as far as you can round. Then take them round this way. And you should really feel that in your shoulders. It should be a lovely feeling of stretch. And as we're turning each time, we're just taking the arms up slightly higher. Okay. And this time we're just going to turn over the palm that's facing the water feature. And it's as if there's a ball running along. You're going to turn that palm down. And as you feel it going over your shoulders, you're going to raise the palm of the other hand, turning your head. And then you might even like to call it wring out a tea towel as you do this from side to side. And you feel your shoulder blades coming together at the back. And you're in the middle. This is a really, really beautiful stretch. Really good for you. That's okay. That's good. You're doing well. You're doing well. Just lower your hands if it's too sore. Lower your arms. And then come down. Okay. So fingertips now to the top of your shoulders. And what you're going to do is take your elbows up to the ceiling, the sky, and round. So elbows up and round. And elbows up and round. And then release your hands. I think this next one is one of Louisa's favourites. So we're going to keep our head parallel to the ground. I'm just going to turn our head to faces the water feature. And then breathing in, we can come back to centre. And breathing out, we're going to face the house. So breathing in, be. Breathing out, a blessing. Breathing in, be. A blessing. in your own time. This next time, what we're going to do once your head's back at centre, I'm just waiting for you there. We're now going to take the ear that's closest, the side of the head that's closest to the water feature, and we're going to lower that ear towards our shoulder, but we're not going to raise the shoulder, so we're getting a stretch on the side of our neck here. Really lovely stretch. And then come back up. And to the other side. And coming up. Once more. A blessing. Be a blessing. And this time what we're going to do, we're going to, as if we've got a tangerine out our throat, we're going to go round, raise our chin as if we're going over that tangerine. You should feel a lovely stretch across your shoulder blades and your neck. And then you're going to drop that tangerine and you're going to put your chin up towards the sky. And then you're going to round over that tangerine again. And then up towards the sky. And then last time. And up towards the sky. Okay. Now we're going to do that spinal twist. So we're going to take our hands out in front. We're going to go on to the ball of the the right foot, fully flat on the left foot, and turn towards the water feature with your arms in front of your body. And then you're going to take your right hand up your left arm, and then turn that hand so it's on the small of your back. And then lastly, turn your head. Then we're going to release that hand, slide the palm down the arm, and back to the front. And we're just going to do that now to the other side. Sliding that left hand up the right arm, tucking the palm or the back of the right hand onto your back, turning your head last, and then releasing. Once more. This is a beautiful, beautiful twist for your back, all the way up your spine. And release to come back. And come back. And we'll do it once more to each side. And coming back. And last time. And back to centre. Okay, release the hands. You can give yourself a shake out if that makes you feel a little bit better. And you shake off your legs as well. So this is the one now that we're going to put our hands either side of the base of our spine. I'll do it sideways, okay? So you're going to just have a gentle back bend. Don't fling your head back. So you don't get your chin back. And then bending your knees. You're coming forward to 90 degrees. You're tucking your tailbone under. And you're doing like a cat stretch. Once again. Taking that bend. And I'm going to turn around the other side just so you can see me. Here. Taking that turn Your head coming up last. The last one I'm going to do to the front. This last one is where we're going to go down into our squat. So coming down, then letting your hands go down the back of your legs and coming into that squat or semi-squat. Okay? And then if you can, you're going to balance for a moment. Hands down. And then a forward bend. Breathing in, coming down. Into your balance again. Lovely. And a forward bend. And coming down. And now, this will be our last one. Hands down. Coming into that forward bend. And then it's as if you're going to pull up the energy of the earth into a little ball. Keep a bend in your knees. Your head comes up last. And take that energy to your heart center. Your hands into Namaste. Be a blessing. And then take that blessing and share it with everybody who's in this space with us. And take it back into your heart center. We'll do it once more. And this time, for anybody who's asked for our help or prayers, anyone we know like that, and take it back into heart center. And this final time, I think we'll think of the people in India and everything they're going through. And that if we can in any way be a blessing to them and everything that's happening to them. Your hands into heart center. And you might want to close your eyes and then just notice how you're feeling. Okay, you can open your eyes. And that was called an energy block release sequence. So I hope you enjoyed it. So we're now going to do two poses that are really beneficial. So one is going to be Warrior One, but it's a variation on Warrior One. So if you want to take your right foot forward and your left foot back, but it's in train tracks, so you're they're parallel rather than going out to the side. Okay, your hands into prayer position. And as you breathe in, you're going to open your hands. Just make sure your knee doesn't go over your ankle. That's it, you're bending and then coming back. So you're just keeping the back leg straight, but bending into the front leg. And you can have a bigger stride if you want, okay? And then coming back. And as you open up, you'll notice that your shoulder blades are drawing together at the back and your heart is opening. So it's a beautiful pose, I think, for kindness and for the heart, and to think of it being a blessing to everybody round about us. So, okay, and this time just hold it and have a few breaths, and you're quite stable, so you could close your eyes there and just breathe into that be a blessing. Be a blessing. And then hands back, and now we'll do that on the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back. And if your arms are sore, shoulders are sore, just keep it down low, okay? No need to go up high. So coming forward and back. And this last time, once again, you might like to lower your gaze or close your eyes and focus on being a blessing. and back to centre. Okay, that's it. Our second last pose will be what we call the heron. So it's a balance pose. And so it's quite simple in the sense you want to stand on your left foot and you're just going to raise your right foot. Now you can use a chair if you want. If you can bring your chair forward, yes. If you it depends on your balance. If you think you can do it or you feel more comfortable with it, it's up to you. Because what the important thing is that you feel secure in being able to breathe for 5 breaths. Okay, so it's far better to hold on to something or touch something than not. That's good. Yeah. One of my friends, a physiotherapist, and we used to walk to work together, and she told us how important this was to be able to stand on one leg, and it's a great one when you're with the kettle. Okay, so if you want to come down. And now if you'd like to get into, put the chairs and your blocks all ready for your inversion. So I'll take this in a bit for you. Yeah, I'll take this in a wee bit for you. Just so it's nice and cool. I think this is lovely the way you're holding hands. You can get that, Jim? That is a Louisa invention. It's very, very nice. Will I lift this, Claudia? Do you want a wee blanket at your head? Are you okay? You're fine? Okay. Right, well, I see Louisa's giving you instructions how to make it nice and comfy so you're all lying beautifully. Now, what I'm going to do is describe a little bit about the pose, and then I'm going to read a bit more from the Yogadevotion book. So, the benefits of this pose: it removes the pressure from your heart, the lungs are relaxed, making breathing easier, and it's good if you stand for much of the day or after a long car journey. It's very good for varicose veins. Yep. It calms and quietens a restless mind, and it can bring a profound sense of peace and inner stillness. It revitalizes and recharges our batteries. It harmonizes the flow of energy in our body, and it's also very good for releasing any negative feelings we've got from the past. So how about that for a pose? When you, yeah, when you think when you think of all the complicated ones we could have. So I'm now going to read the pose focus here on this pose, and I think this is lovely. So the breath prayer, as we know, is be a blessing. In ancient yoga teachings, karma yoga describes acts of kindness, the practice of selfless action. Regardless of what you call it, this week, add into each day at least 2 acts of kindness to another person. One towards somebody that you know, and the other a stranger. In both cases, perform the kindness without any thought of being thanked or noticed. And these could be very simple things like offering the last available shopping trolley, letting somebody come out when you're driving and they're trying to come out of a side road, letting somebody go in front of you at a petrol station. Being a blessing is a powerful practice, and it energizes and enriches the world and nourishes our souls. And we're going to move into Shavasana. The lovely thing about Shavasana is and I will give you rest. If you think of the phrase that Jesus uses, and I will give you rest. So if you want to come into that pose, I know you can hardly bear to move from where you are, but you can lie down. Okay, and I will, yeah. In fact, what I'd like you to do is, where are you? Great, you're all sitting up. So I'd like you to, yours is a bit different, obviously. So you can open them. So, so that's for you. So thank you very much. And so, so
Oh, that's lovely, Eleanor.
So it's and this is not so much that I love you, although I do love you. It's more like God loves you. So before you went down for Shavasana, and I will give you rest, I thought it was very nice to think of God loving you. Okay, and I'll get one for you, Olivia. Okay, so if you'd like to lie down, and what you want to try and get is some of the weight from those beads into the sockets of your eyes. So that's your kind of sugaring it, so it's not on your nose. So lie down and make yourself comfy.
So this goes on the eyes.
Sorry, it goes in your eyes, yeah. Of course, put the blanket on, anything you want. I'll come round and check your heads, and I'll check if you need anything. You're not going to be in Shavasana for very long. Normally, I would do Shavasana for 20 minutes. Yes, but well, it's trying to cover some. Well done, that's it, perfect. Right. Do you want anything? But you look, you're okay. Louisa's done hers. You've done yours, and you've done yours. So I'm going to change yours around. Your head's a bit too high. Okay, that better? Do you want yes. You can have them up or down. If it's comfy with them down, that's fine. But if it's pulling on your back, put your knees towards the sky. Okay. Quite often we'll have bolsters and things, but we're not going to be here for very long today. Oh, so if anybody else wants to turn around to look at the sun before I start, are you okay, Claudia and Liz? Yeah. Right. Liz has got it. Yeah. Fine. Okay, so remember, as you're lying there to breathe, be a blessing with the longer out breath, which is activating the relaxation system in your body. And I'm just going to go over our scripture passage for today. So, from St. Paul's letter to the Hebrews, do not neglect to do good and to share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. And the spiritual focus was from Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. And the Happiness Project, and a book by the same title, started out as one woman's search to find habits that would increase happiness. And it became a blockbuster bestseller. And simply writing down each morning 3 things you're grateful for, and then meditating for 20 minutes at some point during the day. And finally, doing at least one random act of kindness each day. So I'm going to let you there just for a minute or two to let that sink in. And you can focus on that be a blessing. So now if you'd like to just breathe a little bit deeper and start moving your hands and toes and maybe have a stretch, and then coming up to a comfortable seat. We'll finish with just 1 minute's meditation and then a closing prayer. Okay, so this is a lovely centering prayer meditation that I learned in the last week. So what I want you to be comfy now when I'm going to do this. Okay, you're comfy there sitting for a few moments. Okay, so again, close your eyes and I'm going to get you to think on this image. So if you close your eyes and you're breathing in to be a blessing. But this time now, imagine or actually feel the air coming in at your nostrils, coming down, coming into your heart. And when it meets your heart, it mingles with your warm blood in your heart. So for 1 minute I should say, just focus on that lovely breath of air, the Spirit of God coming in, coming into the heart, mingling with the heart, your sacred heart. And just enjoy being there. And I'm just going to finish with the prayer to St. Ignatius, or from St. Ignatius. Take, Lord, and receive all my liberty, my memory, my understanding, and my entire will. All I have and call my own. You have given all to me. To you, Lord, I return it. Everything is yours. Do with it what you will. Give me only your love and your grace. That is enough for me. You can. And namaste.
Namaste.
And thank you all very much.
Thank you. Fantastic, Eleanor.
Thank you.
Thank you.